Before we get started today, I'd like to take just a second. There was a gentleman, I believe, that sent my daughter a personalized message with some kind words to her and kind words for me. I want you to know that the message was received. I do appreciate your kind words. Thank you very much. On with the show. Quiet quitting. That's not what we're talking about, although I initially thought it was, although that is a thing, to resign from a job without saying a word to anyone and just walking out the door. As is hiring an employee and everything's set and the hire is final and their first day of work, they don't report, they don't call, they don't show up. That is also a thing. Employees are furious about it. The trouble with that is you've been screwing over potential employees through the interview process for decades. You know, when there's like 65 people apply for a position and they take their personal time to interview, to fill out an application, to submit a resume, what have you, and the interview goes well and everything's looking great for you, we'll be in touch. And then you never hear from the prospective employer because they filled that position from someone else. So now that's okay. But if the shoe's on the other foot and we've hired you and you don't show, that's just wrong. How can you have it both ways? I'm going to try to approach this from both sides because there is an argument to be made for both sides. So we'll get into all that. My understanding is there's kind of two different variations of this term now they're using called quiet quitting. The first one would be people that do the bare minimum to retain their employment with an employer and not an ounce more. So that is a thing. Then there's also, and I think the more generally accepted term of quiet quitting is you do your job, you do it well, you do what is expected of you, and when it's quitting time, it's done. Now, I'm not going to be available at 7 o'clock at night to answer your texts or your emails, or can you come in on your day off and all that other business. You're still doing the job, you're still employed, and I assume that it's employers calling this quiet quitting. Guys like, what is his name? Kevin O'Leary? Guys like Dave Ramsey, the baby boomer guys that kind of forgot what it was like coming up. Well, those guys, and the Kevin fella has said, you know, if you're going to do that and you're not going to, be available after hours, you won't be working for me. Well, you're exactly right. They won't be working for you. The people that do that, the people that put in the extra hours and do the grind and the drive, by and large, they are the employer. Why would they give that to your business? Why would they break their backs, whether that be mentally or their literal back, to make the money for you? And you pay them, what, $80,000 annually to be available virtually 24/7, your days off, your vacation time. I know you're on vacation, but just a quick email because we don't know how to do X and Y and Z, and Sally's supposed to know and she's not here. And what is that all about? And then the individual, the employee, doesn't do that, doesn't make themselves available. When they're on vacation, turns out they really are on vacation. The definition of the word, to take a break from work, kind of like your personal hours, see? And when you're not available, when you just ignore the email or the phone call or the text or whatever means they're trying to get a hold of you, employers are livid. How dare they? That you're not here for my business 24/7. The trouble with that is, as I said earlier, you've been screwing your employees for decades. Round about 1968, some say 1972, doesn't matter. At some point, there is a graph where the division of productivity and wages, even adjusted for inflation, have remained stagnant, and productivity has gone to the moon. Why? In 1950, that chart was, It was right on where it needed to be. You had pensions. They were going to look after your golden years. You had health care available if needed. Loyalty is bought in the workplace. If you want someone to do an outstanding job, you pay them outstanding wages or salary, whatever. We're going to use the term wages. Fair is fair. And at some point, these corporations decided, well, yeah, the numbers are up, but the compensation, we can give them 3%, 4% if they're any. It's fine. But then expect them to come in on their days off and to answer the phone and now to answer the texts. And most people have their phone with them independently. So all day long, we expect you to be available. Well, am I being paid for 24/7? I'm just taking the argument from the employee's point of view at this point in the video, because I totally understand it. There is nothing wrong in my mind with doing your job, doing it well, and your time is your time because you're not being compensated by the business or the company for all the extra stuff. Okay, now the flip side of the coin. I have seen this with mine own eyes. The cell phone business, I get it. I understand in case of emergency. Most of the private cell phone use during office hours or employment hours is personal nonsense, stuff that could wait. Just because that thing dings does not mean that you have to immediately answer it or get on it. Well, just hang on. You know, there's important work-related things going on, and you're just hang on. You know, just sometimes you don't even get that. It's a whole other world. You know, they're just in the phone world. They ain't got time for you. The trouble with that is you're being compensated to work, not to piddle on your phone. I understand it from both sides. I really do. I have seen personally this business of disregarding everything. I've seen people waiting in line to be the next served, but the employee is in phone land, you know, can't be troubled to help the next customer until they are done with the phone. Put it in the back pocket because you don't want to miss anything, you know. And then, can I help you? I mean, I was watching a funny TikTok video, but I'll go ahead and help you since you're next. What is that business? I understand it from both sides, but I kind of tend to lean to the employee's side because the employers for decades have reaped the profits, have paid out dividends to stockholders, have lived a lavish life, and I'm sure most of them have earned it because they were the grinders initially. They built the company. They made her go. You've earned it. Congratulations. But you can't pull up the rope behind you for anybody else to climb up. Another thing I see is someone in a position does an outstanding job, and maybe they do make themselves available 24/7 virtually. Weekends, holidays, doesn't matter. Personal time, I'm available. I'll pick up the phone. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can come by the office real quick. Sure, I can do it. And then it comes time for a promotion. Maybe a position is open. The obvious candidate is the one who's done that, who's been available at whim, at your I'd say leisure, but you know, when you needed them, they were available and have been for years. They've shown consistency, loyalty, dedicated work. They're the obvious candidate for the position. And you pass them over because you're scared to death now that all that awesomeness that they are performing won't get fulfilled. If they bump up and whoever gets plugged into that spot, they might not be that great. So you leave them there and you bring in a relative or a buddy or somebody else, usually somebody that shines their nose really well. And, you know, just keep slaving away without so much as the graciousness of an explanation. So then you deserve a quiet quitting. You mean, I think they call it work. It's a job that you go to. You get paid to do the work, you do the work. You don't get paid on your free time. you keep your free time. That's a fair exchange as far as I'm concerned. And let me tell you something else while I'm ranting about it. From the employee's point of view to the employer, nobody cares about your culture. Are we in the 3rd grade? Do we need a pizza party? You did such an awesome job and we scored this account. It's going to be millions of dollars for the company. And we're going to have a free pizza day on Friday. Also, if you could bring something from home, from your own personal grocery inventory, that'd be appreciated. We're providing the pizza. You got millions of dollars off this account. If they did a great job, how about bonuses in the form of cash payments for everybody involved with the project? I mean, that's a novel idea. It's called a reward for doing a good job. The things that you read in these job postings of the rah-rah, our inclusivity and our culture and our diversity, nobody cares, honestly. If you cut off the paycheck, nobody's showing up. Oh, there might be 3, they'll keep on, but even they're going to drop out after a few months. People go to work to get paid. That's how they make their living, and it's how they do whatever it is they do on their free time. They don't care about your pizza party. We're going to have a bowling night on your personal time. Company picnic. Are you freaking kidding me? Now you want more of their personal time to come hang out with the people that they see every Monday through Friday. Stop it. Stop this madness. We're not in 3rd grade. If you disagree with me, you can put it in the comments section. If you like the video, I got all fired up there. Just calm down. Jeez. If you like the video, you can share it with somebody else. That helps the channel grow, which is awesome. That's kind of the point, other than, entertainment. I hope you enjoyed the video. I do appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time.